Hello, and welcome back for another adventure in the cookie jar. Today we're making the 17th recipe from the apple turnover murder. They are called Sun and Moon cookies. So it appears to be an orange cookie dipped in sugar with a chocolate glaze on half of it. So for this, it does need to chill for at least an hour, so don't preheat your oven or anything. You're gonna want 2 cups of melted butter, that's 4 sticks, so a box, 2 cups of powdered sugar, 1 cup of white sugar, 2 eggs, 2 teaspoons of orange extract, 1 teaspoon of orange zest, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of cream of tartar, 1 teaspoon of salt, 4 1/4 cups of flour, and half a cup of white sugar in a bowl for later. And then there's, for the glaze, which I did do it, is in a separate part, 2 cups of chocolate chips, 12 ounces, a bag. I got this in my sweet because I feel like they melt better. And 1 stick, half a cup of butter. So you're gonna melt your butter, you're gonna mix it with the sugar, you're gonna let that sit for a couple of minutes so you don't cook your eggs. Then you're gonna add your eggs one at a time. And then you're going to add all the other ingredients. The flour goes in half cup increments. Then you chill it, bring it back, baking at 325. Big thing, baking at 325. Roll them into balls, coat them in the sugar, bake them off, 12 to a sheet, flatten them a little bit, 10 to 15 minutes. Cool them to wire racks. When they're completely cool, lay them out on parchment or wax paper, and then you're going to make the chocolate dip, which you're gonna melt the chocolate chips with the butter. So you can do it in the microwave. I'm gonna use my chocolate melter. And then just dip the cookies one by one so that half of it is coated. Let them dry on the wax paper. You'll get about 10 dozen depending on cookie size. So let's get started. This is everything we're going to need for these cookies and the chocolate coating. All right, so first thing, we have our melted butter. And it just says to mix this with the sugars. That's going to be the 2 cups of powdered and the 1 cup of regular. Okay, and that feels warm to the touch, but not like it's going to cook your eggs. Add them in, it says 1 at a time. All right, next we're going to add the extract, orange zest, the baking soda, cream of tartar, and the salt. While I have that up, I'm going to try to knock off some of that powdered sugar. Flour in half cup increments. All right, that's all of the ingredients going into the cookie dough itself. The last 2 are going to be for the chocolate dip that goes on them after the fact. This definitely needs to refrigerate. It is very soft and very sticky. So I'm just going to cover this with plastic wrap and pop it in my fridge, and we'll come back later. We have the oven preheating to 325. We have our chilled cookie dough that was in the fridge for about an hour and a half. And then we have, it says it makes 10. At the moment, I've got about enough to make 9. I don't think it'll give 10. We might get 7 or 8 is what it looks like. So I'm just gonna get one of them sprayed. Scoop it into the sugar. And we repeat. I don't know if these are bigger than the standard pans I'm used to, but these look like they could totally hold more than 12. I'm not going to put more than 12 simply because I don't know how these will bake out. And I don't want to risk too many. There's our first tray. Just get the rest scooped up and see how many we actually end up with. Okay, so I finally finished rolling and coating. We got 79 cookies, which is just over 6.5 dozen. Now they're gonna go in the oven for about 10 minutes and we'll dip them in chocolate. So I've got my chocolate. It is almost done melting. When it gets all nice and perfectly smooth, I will mix it to warm and it'll keep the chocolate hot, which will be nice while I dip all of these. I think that's everything melted. We can just start dipping. Actually, I don't know how I want to do this. I saw recently on a TikTok that they put Crisco, like a scoop of Crisco in theirs to thin it out. And I really thought that's what the butter was for, but this is thick. Like, I'm not sure it's gonna coat all of my cookies with how thick this is. It isn't runny at all, it is thick. So for the sake of trying to make sure all the cookies get a little bit of chocolate, I'm only dipping the front. Plus these cookies spread a lot more than I was expecting, so I'm really glad I never overloaded the pans. Barely with enough chocolate for the last cookie. Here are the sun and moon cookies. Now we just need to wait for the chocolate to dry and we're all set. So these are the sun moon cookies. So essentially, what they've done is they've taken the addicting old-fashioned sugar cookie recipe instead of lemonade orange, and they dip them in chocolate. They are really, really good. The chocolate dip recipe that they give you with these cookies is literally just enough to ice half of the front of the cookies. If you notice, I didn't ice the back half of mine, and it was literally just enough. So if you're gonna do full dip them, I would double it, but really, really good. Definitely if you're a chocolate orange person, if you don't like chocolate and orange, I would not bother. Or if you just like orange, make the cookies without the frosting. Next week, we will be making cottage cheese cookies. Yay! I am not excited to make those. In fact, I'm slightly terrified. I am not a cottage cheese person. The texture is off-putting to me. Hopefully that is very well hidden in these cookies, but wish me the best. If you are interested in seeing how they turn out, join us next week. I hope you all have a good one. Bye!